Season 10 is upon us. So far it has been rather interesting. Brigitte's addition has really shaken up the meta, so today I'm going to bring you the top 5 heroes to climb quickly stun meta edition. My name is Nathan and this is Blizzard Guides. So to preface, Brigitte is crazy good. She's not necessarily OP, but the stun she has in addition to the enabling that she does makes her really powerful. For this reason, I've seen a lot of players struggle to learn to counter Brigitte, so this guide will be focused on heroes that help you deal with her and thus climb quickly. At number 5, we've got the Rocket Queen, Pharah. Pharah is by far one of the best counters to Brigitte, as the high ground you always have is really easy to control and counter. And despite the fact that the enemy team can still have hit scan heroes, if you can get a Pharah Mercy combo going on your team, you can do tons of damage for practically free. It's crazy how many Brigittes don't know how to deal with a Pharah, and if you're able to shut down the armor quickly of the enemy team at least, you'll be able to let your team do the necessary damage to win the fights quickly and easily. The main thing that you have to be worried about is just that. I mean, if the enemy doesn't have any armor left to fight with, you'll be able to win the fights quickly. There isn't really much technicality to this hero when dealing with Brigitte, as you'll still be fulfilling your typical duties when playing Pharah against a Brigitte, just with the added focus of doing damage to armor. A quick important tip would be that you can actually use that concussive blast to knock the Brigitte away from her team to nullify the healing that she does, even if for just a few seconds. Also, you want to make sure to boop a Brigitte away from an ally that's just been stunned, as you'll likely save their life, and other than that, there's not really anything important to do besides your regular duties as Pharah. At number 4, we've got Zenyatta. Zen's a rather interesting one. The Discord Orb does really help with the insane amount of armor that Brigitte provides, in addition to burning through the likely solo tank that the enemy team has, leaving the squishies without protection and leading to kills. However, because Zen's very slow moving pace and lack of escapability, and also because tanks are really hard countered in this meta, you'll be struggling for air as Zen, so you might have some trouble staying alive. However, it can still work out. Discord must always be on the target with the highest armor though, especially if one or more tickle based DPS is attacking. If you got something like Tracer trying to do damage, aiding her in that will help a ton. Next up, you also gotta have Trance ready for when the enemy team pushes with full armor. Waiting to use it slightly after they use their rally up gives your team a window of opportunity to burn through the armor without taking too much risk. However, I wouldn't recommend doing that if you don't have bursty DPS though, just because you'll be unlikely to be able to do enough damage to get rid of the armor quickly. In that case, it's just better to reset and use Trance to win the later fight. And lastly, if you can land that volley of orbs at the Brigitte's shield, you'll be able to get her stunned down and be able to get her killed more often than not. It's super easy to do, and I've been doing it in all of my games, and when the Brigittes end up losing their shield, they just seem more confused than anything. You can use that opportunity to communicate to your team to push in as shield bash, or at least her shield will be low for a considerable amount of time. Next up, I'm actually going to put 3 heroes in this category because the tips are actually just pretty much identical. At number 3, we've got Hanzo, McCree, and Soldier. Now, yeah, I'm putting 3 heroes in this category, but the reason is just straightforward. I mean, Brigitte gets destroyed by the high ground. Her severe lack of range lets you put in damage for free. I would stay away from Soldier and focus on playing more McCree and Hanzo, just because that armor puts you at a disadvantage as Soldier. However, you can still do enough damage if you're landing those rockets. Anyway, pick McCree or Hanzo based on your hit scan or projectile abilities, and do one simple thing: control the high ground and rain damage on the enemy. All you have to do is burst through that armor and ensure that the Brigitte and any other heroes that can't get you on high ground feel immense pressure. If you're running the right comp alongside this, the mere crossfire will keep the enemy at bay and allow you to create space as a DPS. Because tanks really suck in this stun meta, you have to create space from the DPS slot, so controlling high ground is the way to go. At number 2, we have Arisa. Now, I know a lot of you guys in the comments will disagree, and that's okay because I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, but I seriously think Arisa is a super powerful counter to this new stun meta. Her ability to nullify stuns and pull enemies around is just so good, especially when all of Brigitte's abilities and the comps surrounding her rely on close quarters combat, allowing you to move them out of range and do a few seconds of more extra damage to them. Furthermore, because you can nullify those stuns, you can catch a Brigitte off guard and allow your team to do damage while maintaining the frontline presence the Arisa provides. Something like Grind just gets countered too easily with Brigitte's shield bash, and pretty much any other tanks don't really provide enough protection as you would expect from a frontline shield tank like Arisa or Rein. Her ultimate is also really useful for dealing with armor, so all around you're just able to do a ton of work as Arisa in countering the enemy armor, all while providing a phase tank for your team. There are a few things you must be mindful of though. 1, try and be very careful of enemy Hanzos. Because Hanzo just got recently buffed, he is a lot more prevalent in this meta, Hanzo and he will absolutely shred through you, as a Hanzo really only needs to land body shots on you to completely kill you with the new storm arrow. You must be constantly aware of and shooting at the enemy Hanzos. Second, be careful when playing too forward. You can still get stunned if your fortify is down, so just keep in mind that you're not always invincible. Sometimes it is just better to take the stun and save fortify for later, but keep that at your own discretion. It's whatever you think is best. At number 1, we've got Junkrat. Junkrat is literally free SR in this meta. You cannot go wrong playing Junkrat. He burns through shields, he burns through armor, he burns through enemies, and he just burns through the competitive ladder. The only thing you have to do is aim at Brigittas and fire away. It's as simple as that. Keep the high ground advantage as much as possible, but don't be afraid to go down on the ground to get some dirty work done. A few things that I have been doing when playing Junkrat are as follows. 1. When going down to fight on the point, put a trap right in front of you so that if an enemy Brigitte tries to stun you, they get trapped before they actually can reach you. This worked a lot for me, and it lets you kill the Brigitta's shields really quickly, or at least actually kill her. Also, when ulting, don't actually go for the Brigitte. I made that mistake a lot. Trying to kill her actually just ends up in her usually blocking it. Just go for the other enemy supports and let the lack of heals kill the Brigitte, not your tire. And lastly, you're able to, just like with Pharah, blast the enemies away with the concussive mine. Doing so will save your team from getting stunned. But with all of these heroes, killing armor is just going to be your biggest worry, especially if you're playing a bursty hero like Junkrat. Anyway, I hope this guide helps you guys to remove those pesky armor-loving supports from your games. Don't get me wrong, I love Brigitte and playing her, but dealing with her can be tough at times, so I figured making a guide to some heroes you can use in Season 10 would be very useful. Don't be afraid to leave a comment down below asking any questions you have about the game or any constructive criticisms you had about this list. I love hearing your feedback, and I only want to improve these guides so that you guys can learn the most about this game in the best way possible. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, as it really helps us know that you guys are enjoying this content, and don't forget to subscribe, as we have epic moments videos so that you can see the best plays from around the globe, and we've got tips and tricks videos so that you can be the best Overwatch player that you can be. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. My name is Nathan, and this was Blizzard Guides.